Once upon a time, he was the king of the music world. Private jets, velvet ropes, billion-dollar business deals, and all the A-list parties you could imagine. But now, Diddy is locked up, cold, alone, and reportedly fearing for his life. The man who once rubbed shoulders with presidents and ran empires from glass towers is now stuck inside a tiny federal cell, stripped of every ounce of the power and prestige he once flaunted like a crown. And if you think this is just another celebrity jail story, think again. Because what's going on behind those prison walls? It's the kind of nightmare even Diddy couldn't have imagined. From mogul to monster, that's how the headlines flipped overnight. Accused of sex trafficking, racketeering, and even transporting people across state lines for prostitution, Diddy's fall from grace is one of the most explosive in recent entertainment history. The very same hands that built a media empire are now chained behind his back as federal investigators piece together years of shocking allegations. And the public, they're watching every moment unfold, disgusted, curious, and downright shook. At the heart of it all is the sickening contrast. The man who once hosted legendary yacht parties is now eating bland, potentially poisoned meatballs in solitary confinement. Yes, Swedish meatballs. That's what they're serving him, reportedly, from lobster risotto to government-issued slop. That's the fall. The feds aren't playing around. They've thrown Diddy into the special housing unit, HAU, aka prison inside a prison. It's cold, it's tiny, and it's designed for high-profile inmates who are either dangerous or in danger. And according to sources, Diddy fits both. So why is Diddy really in SHU? Because everyone around him is a threat. Not just inmates who would love to say they took down a celeb in a hallway fight, but also guards. Yeah, guards. The paranoia runs deep. They could be bribed, coerced, or just looking to make a name. Diddy's lawyers say he's losing it, completely unraveling in that isolation, and who can blame him? The former billionaire icon now sleeps with one eye open, barely eats, and has spiraled into paranoid chaos. Word is he genuinely believes someone is out to poison him. He's reportedly refusing food, convinced someone's been paid off to slip something in his tray. Chilling, right? And honestly, after what allegedly happened to Jeffrey Epstein, you can't blame him for panicking. Just imagine the psychological warfare. Locked up 23 hours a day, no human touch, no crew to protect you, and the only people you do see, prison guards with cold eyes and inmates who would trade your life for clout. That kind of fear eats away at a person. Diddy's once famous swagger, gone, replaced by constant fear, paranoia, and complete emotional collapse. And let's not forget the lawsuit that broke the internet. A Jane Doe from Florida dropped a legal bomb saying Diddy trafficked her along with other underage girls during a 2020 Miami party. What she described, pure horror. Over 20 separate sexual assaults, her lawyer Tony Busby didn't hold back. He called it depraved and said they're going for punitive damages, not just cash. They want accountability. They want the world to see who Diddy really is behind the private jets and press releases. Diddy's legal team, screaming smear campaign. They say this is all about money and image destruction. But the public, they've heard too many stories. And with every new lawsuit, the image of Diddy as a media mogul fades. In its place, a man many now see as a predator hiding behind power. And when his legal team tried to post $50 million, 0 cents bail to get him out, denied, flat out. The court didn't care about his fame, his wealth, or the army of lawyers he brought. The judge made one thing crystal clear: no one is above the law. And just like that, Diddy was trapped. No bail, no protection, and nowhere to run. Back in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, Diddy's life has taken a brutal turn. His meals, his showers, his very movements. Everything is scheduled, watched, and stripped of dignity. Only 3 showers a week. 1 hour of recreation per day, and the rest of the time, he sits in a cell alone. And let's be real, this ain't just about food or showers, it's psychological torture. Even his meals are reminders of his downfall. This Swedish meatball story isn't funny, it's tragic. Because those meatballs represent everything he's lost: control, comfort, trust. He's so afraid of being poisoned, he's skipping meals. That's not just fear, that's mental collapse. And it gets darker. Whispers are growing louder about an attack inside his cell. Was it just a scuffle or something more sinister? Some say it was a vicious beatdown, a message from inside. Others say it was a test, something inmates do to assert dominance over high-profile prisoners. Either way, it shook Diddy to his core. And now, every sound outside that cell feels like the prelude to another assault. His lawyers are pleading with the court, claiming he's being unfairly targeted, that he's not just another inmate, that the conditions are too harsh for someone of his stature. But critics are pushing back, saying, so what? He's accused of horrific crimes. This is what justice looks like. And that's the brutal truth. Fame doesn't buy mercy anymore. Not here, not now. Meanwhile, Diddy's mental health? Crumbling. Sources say he's on constant mental health watch, not just because of the trauma, but because of the suicidal paranoia creeping in. Regular check-ins, constant observation just to make sure he doesn't hurt himself. This is a man who once ruled an empire, now being watched 24/7 just to make sure he makes it to court alive. And the prison system he's in? It's a jungle. Former wardens have admitted it. Corruption, violence, power struggles. It's all happening behind those walls. Inmates serving life have nothing to lose. Some would kill just to raise their prison rep. And for those working inside, bribes, threats, influence, nothing's off the table. If someone wanted Diddy gone, it wouldn't be that hard to pull it off. From the outside, some fans still cling to hope, hoping maybe, just maybe, Diddy will clear his name. But those hopes are fading because each day that passes, the court of public opinion grows louder and the stories get uglier. It's no longer about just one case, it's a pattern. The real gut punch? Diddy didn't just lose his freedom. He lost control of everything. His image, his empire, his security, gone. And what hurts even more? The entire world is watching. Every time his name trends, it's not because he dropped a new track or closed a billion-dollar deal. It's because another lawsuit, another accusation, another humiliating headline just landed. It's like a slow-motion crash no one can look away from. And behind the scenes, sources say Diddy's team is in shambles. They've been trying to spin this story every way they can. Blame the system, paint him as the victim, even drop hints about conspiracy. But none of it's landing because the allegations are just too dark and too detailed. Take this in. The plaintiff in the Florida lawsuit didn't just say she was assaulted. She described over 20 separate encounters, facilitated by Diddy's inner circle. And what's worse? She wasn't alone. There were multiple girls, young, vulnerable, and allegedly exploited by a man with unlimited money and influence. Tony Busby, the attorney leading the charge, isn't backing down. He's gunning for the jugular, calling out not just Diddy, but everyone who helped him. And he's not asking for a quiet settlement either. He wants this messy, public, and permanent. And now, the feds are circling tighter. More lawsuits are expected. More victims are coming forward. And insiders whisper that investigators are connecting the dots across multiple states. If even half of these allegations stick, Diddy won't just be facing life in prison, he'll be remembered in the same breath as Epstein, Weinstein, and R. Kelly. And it's that haunting comparison, especially to Epstein, that has people seriously fearing for Diddy's life. Remember how Epstein died in custody under mysterious circumstances? Yeah, Diddy's reportedly terrified of the exact same thing happening to him. And honestly, with the kind of names being mentioned behind the scenes, he might have a point. His placement in the SHU is supposed to protect him, but it also cuts him off from the world. No allies, no friends, and if someone on the inside wants him gone, there's no one to stop them. Not in time anyway. Let's be real, prison politics are savage. This isn't a movie, it's cold, brutal reality. At Brooklyn's notorious Metropolitan Detention Center, guards rotate constantly, corruption runs deep, and cadre inmates, lifers with nothing to lose, run the show. And Diddy? He's just another high-value target. Sources say he's completely withdrawn, barely speaking, constantly paranoid. He's ordered his lawyers to triple-check his meals, his guards, everything. Because once trust disappears, paranoia takes over. For Diddy, that's now his daily life. And the food? It's not just bad, it's psychological warfare. No fine dining here, just cold trays shoved through a slot. No choice, no contact, no peace of mind. Every bite could be his last. The fear of being poisoned has left him barely eating. His lawyers say he's wasting away, paranoia consuming him. Meanwhile, the legal machine marches on. Diddy's just inmate 42,937 now. His trial is coming fast. And if convicted, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. No more deals, no more charm. Just hard time. Fans are torn. Some scream setup. Others, especially women, want justice. With every lawsuit, every testimony, Diddy's once golden legacy crumbles. From mansions to metal bars, from Moe to mystery meat, from Mogul to monster. And here's the kicker. People whispered about those wild parties for years. The NDAs, the cameras, the freak-offs. But now, victims are speaking up. Receipts are landing. Diddy's not calling the shots anymore. The guards, the inmates, the victims, they're in control now. And for someone who built an empire off power, that's the ultimate punishment, because in the dark, when those steel doors slam and silence takes over, fame means nothing. Diddy's not just fighting charges, He's fighting to survive. To survive.